everyone. Welcome back to the finale episode of Zoomstring as part of a summer-long all-virtual reading of Shoestring Theater. Today is a reading of a one-act play titled To Thine Own Self Be True by Shannon Chinn. My name is Kate Stacy and I'll be reading stage directions.
My name is Tanner Langemeyer and I'll be reading Henry Fletcher.
My name is Ryan Furlong and I'll be reading Yorick.
My name is Anne Truca and I'll be reading Georgia Fletcher.
My name is Carter and I'll be reading for Curtis.
My name is Dustin Reckling, and I'll be reading for Hank.
My name is Jaden Boyle. I'll be reading for Lily Phillips.
My name is Jimmy Watkey Stacy, and I'll be reading for Theo Slott.
My name is Elliot Gray, and I'll be reading for Clark Armin.
My name is Erin Beats, and I will be reading for Judith.
Please note before we begin that this script does contain mature language and themes. Thank you, and please enjoy To Thine Own Self Be True. Spotlight on center stage where a stool with a skull sitting on it is positioned.
Wowee! Would you take a look at that crowd? This is going to be a great show, folks. I can feel it in my bones. But bones? Get it? You see, it's funny because...
The skull is cut off by Henry, a lanky boy in a dark hoodie who runs on stage, covers the skull's mouth, and shoves it into his backpack quickly as it mutters begrudgingly, realizing the audience has just seen what he's done.
This isn't what it looks like.
Muffled noises are heard from the backpack. Henry instinctively chucks it off stage into the wings.
Okay, maybe it's exactly what it looks like. It's been a weird semester. Would you believe me if I told you a talking skull is the least of my problems? My dad died 3 months ago. Freak car crash. It really sucked. He was a great guy too, a real dork. He taught English at my high school and would always come up with these stupid fruit puns at breakfast.
Hank appears on the side of the stage holding up an orange in a Shakespearian fashion.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a man of infinite zest.
The Shakespeare unit was always his favorite, so much so that every time he would drop me off somewhere, my dad would always say,
"Remember what I always tell you,
to thine own self be true." I know, I'll remember.
Good man.
He scruffs up Henry's hair and walks off into the darkness.
Him and my mom met in their college production of Romeo and Juliet. Every year during their anniversary, they perform snippets of the show in our living room.
Hank and Georgia dramatically perform these next few lines with passion, but they aren't very good.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrim hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
I don't know about your palms, but mine are sweating profusely because of how uncomfortable this made me. Can I leave now?
What is the theater without an audience?
Can I at least throw tomatoes at you and heckle from the back row?
Everybody's a critic.
The lights fade on Hank and Georgia.
My parents were stupid in love. It made you want to throw up, but in that endearing kind of way, you know? But now, instead of this...
Lights up on Hank and Georgia miming more of Romeo and Juliet and being stupid in love. It's gross, in that endearing way.
We have this.
Lights go up on the other side of the stage to illuminate Curtis, a greasy-looking man in an expensive-looking suit and Ray-Ban sunglasses, pacing and talking on a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Yeah. Tell Susan to charge it to my card and I'll come pick it up in the Benz later. And you can tell Richard he can suck my dick if he thinks he's getting anywhere near that promotion. No, I don't care that his wife is pregnant. Oh, his dog needs surgery. Cry me a fucking river. We've all got problems. I gotta take my girlfriend's kid to school. It's gonna make me late to my massage appointment. You don't see me complaining, do you? You know what? Tell Richard if he asks for promotion one more time, he's fucking fired. How does that sound?
Curtis. Just saying his name puts a bad taste in my mouth. Curtis is like the human equivalent of slime.
We see Georgia and Curtis together. Curtis brings his hand up as if to lovingly touch Georgia's face, but instead flips his wrist around and looks at his smartwatch, then steps away to take another phone call.
There are a lot of bad things about Curtis, but the worst one is how he ends his phone calls. He always says,
ciao for now.
He's not even Italian. He's just an asshole. In fact, he likes to remind us that all the time, that his dad's one-third Cuban, so it's okay that I smoke cigars in the house. I think a lot about ways to get rid of Curtis. I could poison one of his protein shakes, or line one of his alligator suits with explosives, or take the brakes out of his Benz and watch as he careens off a cliff yelling, ciao for now. But then I remember how heartbroken my mom was after my dad died, and I just can't put her through that again. She makes crafts that she would sell online with those different inspirational quotes on them, like live, laugh, love, laugh, live, or home is where the heart is, or bullshit like that. But her business really took a turn for the worst after the accident.
Do you think this one will sell?
She holds up a decorative sign that says, life is pain, get used to it.
I don't know if you're hitting your target audience with this one, Mom, but I think it'll look great in my room if you want me to take it off your hands.
Why can't you just support me?
She runs off stage fully sobbing.
I love my mom, but she has a bit of a flair for the dramatic, which makes me always feel like I'm walking through a minefield when I talk to her. One time on my first day of freshman year.
Look, sweetie, I packed you a lunch for your first day of school.
Mom, I'm not going to bring a lunchbox to high school. That is, so embarrassing.
Georgia grabs her chest and stumbles back dramatically.
Oh, your words! Ugh, they cut so deep. Oh, I think I've been stabbed. Somebody call 911. My son thinks I'm embarrassing.
My dad always knew exactly how to handle her.
Hank rushes on stage and checks George's pulse.
We're losing her. We're going to need to bring out the big guns.
Hank mimes using a defibrillator on Georgia, and she plays along, jolting as if being electrocuted.
Live, goddammit, live!
With one more fake jolt, Georgia goes limp and is fake dead.
If only our son wasn't such a little shit.
Curtis, on the other hand, well...
Where the hell are my crafting scissors? If I don't find them in 5 seconds, I'm throwing myself off a bridge. I'm serious this time.
Take a chill pill, babe. Sure they'll show up.
What I'm saying is doing something as crazy as dating a guy like Curtis 3 months after your husband died isn't necessarily surprising coming from my mother, but it doesn't make it suck any less. But I put on a brave face and live with it. Live with him for her sake. I let him take me to school, but instead of having words of wisdom to share, he says,
"Hey, what's with the get up, huh? It's depressing." I'm getting depressed just looking at you.
That makes 2 of us, Kurt.
Listen, between you and me, man to man, mono, kind of makes you look like a pussy.
And your hair grease kind of makes you look like a sewer rat, but you don't see me bringing it up out of nowhere.
For your information, it's actually a mousse, a pomade of sorts. Susan, talk to me, baby.
With that, Curtis speeds away.
Luckily for me, Curtis can't follow me into high school, which, what most kids would call hell, I would call my sweet little oasis, my escape from all the Curtises and dramatic moms and dead dads of the world. Not to mention, high school has Lily.
As Henry says the name, a beautiful girl in a floral dress steps on stage. An imaginary wind blows through her hair as she effortlessly tosses it back.
Lily has the voice of an angel, the softest skin I've ever felt on a human person, and somehow always manages to smell like peaches. Everything about her is perfect, and yet...
Lily walks over to Henry gracefully and plants a kiss on his cheek.
She defied every known law of the universe when she decided to go out with me last spring. Trust me, I was as shocked as you were.
Glad I caught you before class. I have something for you.
She ruffles through her backpack and pulls out a letter written on a beautiful pink stationery.
Here's to an amazing senior year.
This is awkward because I actually got you something.
He ruffles through his bag and pulls out a letter as well, but on a crumbled up piece of loose leaf.
Here's to an amazing senior year with an amazing girlfriend by my side.
You flatter me.
They exchange letters and a short kiss as the bell rings.
I'll see you after school, right? The auditions? Henry, you can't back out now. You promised. If you don't do it for me, do it for your dad, right?
Right. I'll be there.
Lily hugs Henry excitedly.
You won't regret it. Remember, I pressure you because I believe in you.
She blows him a final kiss and turns away. Henry catches it, then realizes that's stupid and discards it.
I'm not really an actor. Scratch that. I'm not an actor. Period. I'm a writer, actually. Poems mostly, but I do stuff for the school newspaper too, including writing reviews for theater productions when they get done here. Lily is the head of the drama department and is always a starring role, so I see them anyway. They decided to put on Hamlet this year, which was one of my dad's favorite things, ever, so I figured I owed it to him to at least give auditions the old high school try. Little did I know that stepping into the auditorium for those auditions would be the end of my big plans for an amazing senior year and the beginning of the strangest semester of my life.
The bell rings again. Henry gives the audience a knowing smile and rushes off stage. Blackout. An auditorium with a small, dingy stage. A motley crew of students stand around, including Lily, Clark, a tall-looking and well-built jock in a letterman jacket with his hand in a cast, and Judith, a girl with wide-frame glasses, frizzy hair, and overalls, all look over scenes and friend lines. Henry runs on and stops, having to catch his breath.
Where have you been? I told you to get here 5 minutes early. You know what Miss Avon always says. Early is on time is late,
and late is
late
unacceptable. I know. One of the band kids dropped his tuba in the hallway, which caused another kid from the football team to trip over that and spill a whole cooler of red Gatorade all over the floor, which caused... You know what? It's not important. The point is I'm here now.
Well, hurry up and run the scene with me. We don't have much time left to prepare.
Lily takes a moment to get into character, takes a deep breath, and then is fully committed to the role, not even having to look at the paper.
My lord, I have remembrance of yours, that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did, and with them words of so sweet breath composed as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again for the noble mind. Rich gifts wax poor, when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Haha, are you honest?
My lord? Are you even trying to act right now? I mean, you have to give me something.
Are you fair? I'm sorry, I need a minute.
Henry gives the paper back to Lily, starts off down the hall and runs into Theo, an attractive-looking guy in a brown leather jacket that Henry has never seen before.
Whoa, careful there. When they say break a leg before auditions, I don't think they mean it literally.
Thanks. I spilled Gatorade in my tuba, so I gotta go.
Henry continues to sprint down the hall and runs into the first door he sees. The room is dark at first, but is soon illuminated by an old-timey lantern that Henry clicks on. He finds himself standing in a small, cramped prop closet filled to the brim with various boxes, hats, knickknacks, and bric-a-brac. Positioned across from Henry is a tall standing mirror covered in dust. Henry goes over to it, wipes the grime off the glass, and looks into the reflection.
Listen to me, you little shit. You're not fucking this up for us. I need you to be good out there. In fact, I need you to be better than good. I need you to be Leonardo DiCaprio finally winning an Oscar for The Revenant good. I gotta do well for Lily. For Dad. Just do what he always says. To thine own self be true. I just gotta be myself. Except not be myself because that's what acting is. I just gotta be a better version of myself. A not totally helpless one. One with a cool leather jacket or maybe some talent would be nice.
Looks up, closes his eyes, and folds his hands in a prayer position.
Dad, if you're up there, could you give a guy some help?
Nothing happens. He opens one eye.
Anything? Please? Couldst thou sendeth a signeth? Where's your lecture on Hamlet when I actually need it?
Henry, where are you?
Henry jumps with a start and knocks over a box of props that a skull rolls out of.
I'll be there in a second. Just go on without me.
Henry, in his hurry to clean up the props, accidentally puts the skull in his backpack instead of the box. He slings the bag over his shoulder and rushes to the theater, where Clark walks up to the front of the stage as the spotlight hits him.
Yo, what up, everybody? Name's Clark Armin. Basically, I'm here because I broke every single bone in my hand punching a wall. My parents say I have unresolved anger management issues and can't control my emotions. But my therapist always tells me not to bottle things up inside. So it's a lot of mixed messages. I'm all like, what are you, my girlfriend? Anyways, my therapist also suggested I find a new hobby since football's pretty much out of the picture until further notice. And my parents want me out of the house because I ruined their drywall or whatever. Chess clubs seem confusing, like, how do you know what pieces go where? So I decided to do this because maybe if I become a good enough actor, I could meet Mila Kunis or Anna Kendrick sometime. Plus, Keanu Reeves did Shakespeare once, so maybe it could be pretty cool. Guess I'm starting now.
Begins to read a soliloquy off a piece of paper. It is very Keanu-esque.
Oh, my offense is rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse. A punt. You punt. A punt. Is this even English?
Spotlight goes out and then turns back to reveal Judith center stage.
Salutations. My name is Judith Kemp, and I will be performing Ophelia's mad scene told entirely through interpretive dance.
Judith begins a big stylized dance complete with flailing limbs, exaggerated sobbing, rolling around on the floor, and throwing fake flower petals everywhere. The dance is cut short when the spotlight goes off and turns back on again to reveal Lily on stage just finishing her audition.
Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I see. Thank you.
As she exits, Henry stumbles into the spotlight, clutching his paper close to his chest, looking terrified. He messes with his hair a few times and then.
Hi, I'm Henry Fletcher, and I'll be reading a monologue, I guess. So, here goes nothing. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind
Hank appears on stage.
to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them.
We see Henry transported to a memory of Hank giving a lecture about Hamlet.
Now, what exactly is Hamlet contemplating in this speech?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Life or death, to be alive or to not be alive, to kill yourself or not kill yourself, end it all or struggle your way through life.
You're right, but why is it such a hard decision for Hamlet? You see, when he says, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil,
must give us pause, there's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. He's afraid of what happens after death. I mean, who knows what could be waiting for us on the other side?
Exactly. Hamlet's fear of the unknown is what's keeping him from ending it all right then and there. It's a fear we all experience. But that, the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns.
What do you think happens after we die, Dad?
It's a complicated question, which is exactly what's made this speech so endlessly compelling. The English teacher in me wants there to be a final chapter, something to wrap up loose ends and make the rest of the story make sense. But the human in me knows deep down that things aren't that easy, and sometimes there is no good rhyme or reason. Some things just, well, end.
I guess, but Hamlet's father came back from the dead, so anything's possible, right, Dad? Dad?
Henry realizes he's alone on stage again. He continues the monologue, but is shaken up by the memory.
Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and I have to go. I'm sorry.
Henry runs off stage. Blackout. Henry lays face down on his bed, a knock on the door.
Sweetie, do you want to...
No.
Okay, well, how about I make...
No.
Honey, are you sure you don't want me to?
No, Mom, no.
I told you the kid's depressed. Didn't I tell you he's depressed?
Now really isn't the time, Curtis.
No, Kurt's right, Mom. I'm slitting my wrist as we speak. No, God, there's blood everywhere.
That is not funny, Henry. Open this door right now or I'm breaking it down myself. Trust me, I will.
She bangs on the door and rattles the knob.
Are you trying to kill me?
Is Curtis trying to kill me? Because it's working. Why can't you two just leave me alone to wallow in peace?
Because, sweetie, we're worried about you. Did something happen at auditions? I mean, is it about Dad?
Oh my God, Mom. How many ways can I say I don't want to talk about it until you get the fucking message?
You know, Henry, I try so hard to understand you, but you just make it so difficult sometimes.
Oh, and you think dealing with you and Curtis is easy? You really don't want to know what's wrong? I'm in the middle of an existential crisis because life is meaningless and death is inevitable and we have no idea what happens after we die. And honestly, I think that that's the scariest thing I've ever heard. Not to mention, I choked at my audition and now Lily's going to break up with me and Dad's going to come back from wherever he is and smite me because I'm a huge fucking disappointment. There. Are you happy? Now leave me alone.
Honey,
Henry takes something out of his backpack and throws it at the door. It's the skull.
Go!
Silence. It seems Georgia has finally gotten the message. Henry is finally alone with his thoughts when...
Phew! Talk about a tough crowd. You really look like you were gonna start cracking skulls just now, huh? Get it? Skulls. It's funny because...
Weird. I didn't know this thing was animatronic. How do I turn you off?
He starts inspecting the skull, looking for an off switch. When he doesn't find one, he starts hitting the skull repeatedly to try to shut it off.
Hey! Watch it, you bonehead! You're carrying precious cargo here!
Jesus fuck!
Henry drops the skull and staggers back in shock.
How are you? What are you? How can you talking?
It's a lot to process, I know, but trust me when I say it's easier to just go along with it and not ask a lot of questions.
I'm going crazy. I've gone crazy. I'm losing my fucking mind. This can't be happening. I didn't think I'd be senile until I'm 65.
65? Try 65. That's when you'll really start to lose your head. Or in my case, your body. Get it? It's funny.
Why is there a talking skull telling me bad jokes?
Dad, that hurts, kid. I'm rolling over in my grave.
Oh my god. I don't know who or what you are, but I swear, if you make one more bad pun, I'm throwing you out that window.
Okay. I get the message. My lips are sealed.
Thank you.
Or they would be if I had any lips to seal.
That's it.
Henry grabs the skull and makes his way towards the window.
Wait. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'm done, really. I promise. Cross my heart and hope to...
Don't you fucking say it. Don't say another word. I've got a lot going on in my life right now. I don't need to add insanity to the list. I'm going to close my eyes and count to 3. And when I open them, you're going to shut up and go back to normal. And we can pretend like this was just some kind of stress-induced hysteria, okay?
Look, buddy. I hate to break it to you, but...
1.
That's not exactly how this...
2.
You aren't gonna like...
3.
Henry opens one eye, then the other. For a moment, there is sweet, sweet silence. But not for long, as...
Sorry, kid. You can't get rid of me that easily.
God damn it!
Henry falls to his knees.
Why? Why me? Did I do something wrong? Is that it? Is that why my life is such a mess? I mean, my dad's gone, my mom's boyfriend is an asshole, I have no talent, and I'm stuck with a talking skull that won't stop telling me bad jokes?
You think it's hard getting stuck with a talking skull that won't stop telling bad jokes? Try being a talking skull that won't stop telling bad jokes. Why don't I divulge to you my tale of woe to put your sorry little life into perspective? A long time ago, I was the first person to tell jokes. That's right. The name Thespis ring a bell?
Thespis? Like the world's first actor Thespis?
Yeah, sure, you can call him that. I call him a hack, an amateur, if you will. He stole my gig. I taught that guy everything he knows. Back in Greece, I was the one who got up there on stage first. Except I was funny. People loved me. They laughed. They cheered. They threw tomatoes sometimes, but what can you do?
So you were what? A stand-up comedian?
I was the first stand-up comedian. The name was Hilarion. You know, the comedy and tragedy masks. Well, the comedy part was all because of me. Thespis, on the other hand, was just so tragic. It was boring. It was excruciating. I mean, who wants to sit through an entire play where the guy just whines about how he had sex with his mother and cuts out his eyes? Ugh, talk about a snooze fest. But for some reason, people loved him. They actually wanted to be depressed. Those crowds would come out of the amphitheater sobbing and then congratulate him on a job well done. I didn't get it. Something about being cathartic, I guess. Either way, my sets became less and less popular, and I fell more and more into obscurity. What can I say? No one ever remembers the comedies. Ever heard of Tripholis?
No, I can't say I have.
Exactly! The years passed, and as the public's desire for humor died, well, so did I. I rotted away for centuries until one day, some wise guy thought it would be a good idea to dig up my bones and use my skull as a prop in some new play he was writing. Ironically enough, it was a tragedy.
Well, who dug you up? What play?
Just some up-and-coming playwright by the name of William Shakespeare, who was writing a little script called Hamlet.
William Shakespeare? The William Shakespeare? The William Shakespeare used your skull in the first ever production of Hamlet, the greatest play ever written? That must mean you were... No way.
Yorick, yes, guilty as charged. My worst nightmare had come true. I had been forced into a tragedy, even in death. At least I played the jester. I got passed around from troupe to troupe, and for years and years I stayed a mere prop in an actor's hand. I've been held by the likes of Richard Burbage, Laurence Olivier, Sarah Bernhardt, and even David Tennant. Why do you think the people who play Hamlet are always such good actors?
Oh, I don't know. Talent?
Wrong. It's because I'm always there to coach them. I taught them all the skills I had learned from my time on the stage, just like I did with Thespis. And as they performed, I studied the comedy of the era. Shakespeare had, surprisingly, brought it back to popularity with his plays. And as the centuries passed, and I had moved from production all over the world, I saw how it evolved. Things got a little hazy for a while there. It's hard to keep track of thousands of years. but I recall around the late 1990s being stowed away in some box, so my comedic prowess had been a bit stunted. I mean, I haven't seen the light of day since Seinfeld was still on the air. But yeah, you've got it bad.
Pause as Henry tries to take it all in.
Boy, is there a lot to unpack there. I have absolutely no idea how to respond to this. Let's just start here. Why do you talk?
What can I say? You loot a grave, you get a spirit. Case closed.
So you're like a ghost.
Ghost, specter, spirit, phantom, they all mean the same thing to me. The way I see it is when good old Billy Shakes disrupted my body for a silly little drama, my soul was no longer at peace. But now I'm forever stuck tethered to this role. I'm Hilarion no more. I will always and forever be known as Yorick.
So if you're a ghost, and if I'm not going crazy, and that's a big if, that, well, it is possible. They say no traveler returns, but look at you, you've returned. This is great news.
Yeah, you've lost me.
You're dead, but you're here, which means there's hope, which means you can tell me what happens after you die.
Look, kid, I don't think you really...
Yorick is interrupted by a knocking at the door.
Henry, it's me, Lily. Your mom let me up. Open the door. I think we need to talk.
Shit, you just stand here and shut your non-existent mouth for 5 minutes. I mean it, not a peep.
Hey, that wasn't too bad. I'm gonna use that one.
Shh.
Henry shoves Yorick back into his bag and rushes to the door, opening it.
Please don't break up with me.
The cast list is out.
What?
What did you say?
What did you say? I didn't say anything.
Okay, is something up? You've been acting really weird lately.
I'm fine. Look, I'm sorry I bailed at the auditions, but you didn't have to come check up on me.
Check up on you? Henry, what are you even talking about? I came to tell you that the cast list is out.
Oh my God, well, did you get in?
Don't be silly, Henry. Of course I got in. I'm Ophelia, obviously, but you'll never guess who got Hamlet.
Ah, geez, I don't even know.
It's you!
I'm sorry?
It's you, Henry. You're Hamlet.
Me? You as in me? Me as in Mimi? This guy?
Do you know any other Henry Fletchers in the area? Then it must be you.
But how? I mean, I choked.
Well, sure, you had a rocky start. You didn't finish the monologue. Your dictation could have been better. You could have projected way more, and you pretty much stood in one place the entire time. But Miss Avon said you really connected with the piece and brought the emotion out of it. She said she saw a ton of potential in you, and I have to agree with her.
I wasn't expecting this.
I don't think any of us were, really. But listen, I will be there every step of the way to help you. We are going to be amazing together. I can just feel it in my bones.
Muffled noises come from the bag at the mention of bones.
What was that?
Nothing, just my calculator. Yeah, I got one of those fancy newfangled ones that talks. Technology these days. It keeps going off on its own, though. So annoying.
He hits the bag a couple times.
Right. Well, it's been a big day for you, so I'll leave you alone to let the news sink in. But just know that I am so proud of you.
She gives him a kiss and walks to the door.
We start memorizing tomorrow, so be prepared.
She gives a smile and exits the room. More muffled noises from the bag. Henry opens it up and takes out Yorick.
Well, I see the twisted hands of fate have once again rolled me toward my destiny. You really want to know what happens after you shuffle off that mortal coil, kid? You get coiled all over again.
This isn't me. This isn't my life. I'm not cut out to play Hamlet or deal with ghost skulls from the 1800s. Senior year was supposed to be about coasting through classes and having fun with my girlfriend and not whatever this bullshit is.
You're not wrong, Henry. I heard your performance and it was stiff, to say the least. And that's coming from me. But lucky for you, my expertise has been practically gift-wrapped and dropped in your lap.
Whatever shred of sanity I'm hanging on to is not taking acting tips from you of all things. Why would you help me anyway?
Think of it as repaying a favor, if you will. A thank you for freeing me from that box and giving me a chance to, God willing, become funny again. Come on, I'm a great teacher. Just ask Kenneth Branagh.
This is crazy and stupid, but as much as I want to drop kick you out a window into oncoming traffic, I need to do good in this role. I just need one thing in my life to go right, so I guess it's a deal. I just have one question.
Is Benedict Cumberbatch a drama queen? Well, let me tell you, the answer is...
No, it's just... Do you know other dead people? Like, can you talk to them?
Oh, sure, we all have brunch every Wednesday. No, of course not. I'm stuck here while almost every other dead person is over wherever there is.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore because I've officially lost my mind. Might as well indulge my delusions a little further, shall we?
Works for me. Now, step 1. Admit my jokes are funny.
Absolutely not.
Blackout. The next day, lights up outside the auditorium where Henry looks at the cast list posted to the wall.
Hey, congrats, dude. You earned it. Your audition was like, scary. But in a good way. I was all like, does he really want to kill himself? But then I thought, nah. But then I thought, yeah, maybe. Either way, the performance kept me on my toes, so killer job.
Hey, thank you. Your audition was really special, too.
Thanks, man. I got Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Wait, which one?
Both of them. Miss Avon probably thought it would be some bold avant-garde statement, but really I just think it's because we didn't have enough people audition. I mean, Miss Avon is playing Gertrude, so you know something's up, you know. It's cool, though. I once did a one-woman production of The Seagull, using only what I could find in the school's trash for props, so I can make anything work.
Radical.
Henry notices Lily walk on talking to Clark.
Hey, I gotta go. Nice talking to you.
See you in there, Hamlet.
Lily, hey, what's going on? I thought we were going to start working on lines before rehearsal or something.
Henry, hi. Well, funny story. I actually ran into Clark in the hallway. You'll never believe this, but this is his first play ever, and he got Claudius. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, sure, it's wild.
Yo, Henry, bro, I'm gonna be like your dad. That's whack, dog.
No, you're not. That's not. Have you read the play? The whole point is that you. Never mind.
Nah, you're right. I've never read it. I have seen The Lion King, so same thing, right? I'm Scar and you're Simba, bro.
See, you're already making connections. You'll fit right in here. I'm gonna take Clark on a tour of the theater, but we can learn lines after rehearsal. Okay, Henry?
Sure thing. Dog?
Henry watches as they walk away, confused.
Hey, you're Henry, right?
Henry jumps and turns around to see the handsome stranger behind him.
Oh, yep, that's me. C'est moi. Present. At your I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, I'm Henry.
He goes sly. I just moved here.
He offers out his hand and Henry shakes it.
Looks like we're gonna be best friends.
I'm sorry.
In the play.
He motions to the cast list.
I'm Horatio.
Right. And I'm Hamlet. Sorry. I didn't see your audition. I must have
Ran off before you could? Yeah, I saw it. It's okay. It wasn't anything special. You, on the other hand.
It was terrible, wasn't it? Like, how did he ever get this part terrible?
No, not at all. I was gonna say you were so real. So honest. It's like you weren't even having to pretend. I wish I could act like that.
Oh, wow, thank you. It was nothing really.
Is that why you ran away? Because you thought you were terrible?
No, not exactly. It's kind of a long story.
Well, how about this? We're gonna need to get to know each other eventually if we're playing best friends. Why don't we hang out after rehearsal, if you're free?
Henry looks over at Lily, who is still talking and laughing with Clark.
That sounds awesome, actually.
Awesome.
He starts to walk into the auditorium.
It's nice to meet you, by the way.
Yeah, you too.
As Theo walks away, Henry hears a mumbling from his backpack. He steps off into the corner and pulls out Yorick.
Already skipping out on precious rehearsal time. I see what kind of actor I'm working with. This is just like when Mel Gibson.
I don't want to hear it. Look, it's the first day. We still have 2 months until performances start. I think I'll be okay.
That's what they all say until it's too late.
Not to mention, you cannot talk while I'm at school. I don't need everyone thinking I'm some lunatic.
Fine, but don't come crying to me when you forget what comes after to be or not to be.
Oh, please, everyone knows that is the question.
What is the question?
Just get back in the bag.
Henry shoves Yorick into his backpack and sees that Judith has been standing by the water fountain.
Oh, hey, Judith. This isn't...
Sick ventriloquist routine. Maybe they can use that in the show.
Black. Later that evening, a roller rink. Henry struggles to lace up his skates as Theo effortlessly skates past him.
How are you so good at this?
I'm good at a lot of things. None of them useful, though.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Roller skating, pottery, jewelry making, bookbinding,
He notices Henry struggling.
tying my shoes.
Hey, these are tough. They're like a straight jacket for my feet.
Need some help?
He skates over and helps Henry lace up his skates.
Where was I? Oh, ping pong, Monopoly, chess.
And you're so modest. How exactly did you get to be so good at so many things?
If I'm being honest, I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so I had to find ways of entertaining myself.
Awkward pause. Theo gets up and sits next to Henry.
Well, what about you? What are you good at? And don't say nothing. Everybody's good at something.
You sound like my mom. She's always making inspirational shit like that into t-shirts or pins or whatever.
Well, she's right. Come on, you gotta give me something. We're supposed to be getting to know each other.
I mean, I guess I write poems.
Poetry. Impressive. Let's hear one.
Hear what?
One of your poems. Read me one.
It's not that easy. I mostly just write them for Lily.
Lily Phillips? The girl playing Ophelia?
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
Oh, you write love poems. So you're a sap. See, I'm getting to know you better already.
Henry blushes and looks away.
No, seriously, I think that's really sweet. If a guy wrote a poem just for me, I'd think I'd melt.
Well, poetry's easy for me. Skating, on the other hand...
Don't worry. I'll teach you. It's not so bad as long as you take a risk and just go for it, you know? Don't be scared of falling. It's bound to happen eventually.
Easy for you to say.
Henry gets up hesitantly. He instinctively grabs onto Theo as his feet start slipping.
I'm not very good at this.
What? Skating? It just takes practice.
No, not just that. I mean, taking risks, not being scared of... well, everything.
Is that why you left the audition? Were you scared? I'm sorry, I don't want to pry. It's just, you seemed pretty upset is all.
Honestly, I have these moments where if I think about things too hard, I feel like I'm drowning. It's like there's no air left in my lungs and I can't breathe, but I can't get to the surface in time and I'm just stuck. And there's all this pressure bearing down on me, but there's nothing I can do but tread water and hope I don't suffocate. Or maybe hope I do. I don't know. My head just gets so full of bullshit that I just feel like I can't take it anymore, you know? I don't know why I'm telling you this. It's a super fun conversation for the roller rink. Do you, want a slushie or something?
Henry skates away from Theo but doesn't make it far as his feet roll every which way, then eventually out from under him as he comes crashing to the ground.
Oh my god, Henry, are you okay?
Yep, stellar. You said I'd fall eventually. Might as well get it out of the way now.
No broken bones, no skinned knees?
Just some bruised pride, but that's about it.
Well, that's good.
He helps Henry to his feet.
And hey, I know we just met and barely know each other or whatever, but you can talk to me, okay? I'm not gonna, judge you for having emotions. We all feel like we're drowning sometimes.
Really?
Sure. I know I do. Look, to tell you the truth, I kind of felt the same way at my old school. Like I was suffocating. It was kind of like everyone there had their place and I just didn't belong. It was a private school and, well, I liked boys, so no one liked me. At least that's what it felt like.
Nobody liked you because you were gay? Seriously, people still care about that?
You'd be surprised. Look, people can suck. School can suck. Families, churches, hell, the whole world can suck sometimes. It's hard. It's hard to stay in a place like that, but it was hard leaving too, because it felt like I was running away from who I am, and that's definitely not what I want to do, but my parents were worried about me, and I needed it all to stop for a second. So, here I am. You're stuck with me now.
No, not stuck. I'm glad you're here. You're one of the, coolest people I've ever met.
Coolest? Clearly you don't know me well enough yet.
No, seriously, you got all these cool things you can do, and you've got this cool jacket, and you say cool stuff. I kind of wish I was more like you.
Trust me, Henry. You're pretty cool yourself. I would keep it that way if I were you. And hey, I'm sorry I brought all that up. All I'm trying to say is I'll be there to listen. That's what friends are for, right?
That's what friends are for.
Blackout. A few weeks later, Henry's in his room talking to York, who's propped up on the desk.
And then I told him that I never learned how to ride a bike, and he was all like, we'll have to fix that. And then it was really cold out, so he gave me his jacket to wear.
Henry! I didn't ask for your life story. I asked what your motivations are in Act 1, Scene 2. I'm not your therapist. I'm your acting coach. Remember?
Right. Sorry. Where was I? Things rank and gross in nature?
Hey, we got dinner down here if you want to stop talking to yourself for 5 seconds.
Speaking of things rank and gross, I'm not talking to... I'm running lines, okay? I'll be down in a few minutes.
Henry, sweetie, could you come down now, please? It's important.
Oh, fine. I'll be back. These dinners never last long. Curtis always ends up leaving after 5 minutes to take a phone call anyway.
Hey, could you at least put an episode of Parks and Rec on?
Henry shuts the door and walks down to the dining room where Curtis sits at the head of the table, typing on his phone, and Georgia sits next to him. Henry sits down from across his mother. There's a long pause as Georgia and Henry awkwardly wait for Curtis to put his phone away.
So, what's for dinner?
Henry, there's something Kurt and I need to tell you. Could you put your phone away, please, dear?
Damn it, babe. I nearly beat my high score on Candy Crush.
I think it can wait until we tell Henry the news.
News? What news?
Well, sweetie, it's just that...
Your mom and I are getting hitched.
Henry starts to laugh, but seeing his mom's expression, he realizes this is no joke.
I'm sorry, what?
Getting hitched? Tying the knot, wearing that old ball and chain, you know what I mean?
What the hell are you talking about?
Henry, Curtis and I are engaged. We're getting married.
No, you're not.
Sweetie, I know this is a lot, but...
You have to be joking, Mom. Tell me you're joking.
No joke here, compadre. Did the whole proposal and everything. And let me tell you, everyone in that Cheesecake Factory stood up and clapped for us.
Seriously, Mom? Seriously, you agreed to marry that? He's a sleazeball, Mom.
What did you just call me?
Shut the fuck up, okay, Kurt? Just shut up for once in your life. You and your stupid suit and your stupid hair gel and your stupid headset. I can't fucking stand you, and I hate seeing you sit where my dad used to sit.
Henry, you are way out of line.
What about you, Mom? Huh? Dad's been gone 3 months and you're already marrying some asshole? Are you that lonely? Do you even miss him at all?
Of course I miss him.
You have a funny fucking way of showing it.
Hey, do not talk to your mother like that.
Don't you dare tell me what to do. You are not a part of this family and you will never be. You're not my dad, so don't even dare ever try to act like him because he was 10 times the person you will ever be. So why don't you just all do us a favor and take your bins and get the fuck out of our lives?
Henry starts to walk back upstairs.
That's it. Go to your room.
Way ahead of you.
As Henry walks out of the dining room, he begins to start hyperventilating. Hank appears on stage as another memory resurfaces.
Hey, kiddo. It's okay. Just breathe. I know you're nervous, and that's okay. Just take some deep breaths and clear your head.
Henry takes a moment to collect himself, doing what his father said.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Henry.
How did you know Mom was like the one or whatever?
Oh, geez. I don't even think there was one specific moment. It's the little things that add up, you know. We met in college, right? And it was like, she remembered that I like Coke more than Pepsi and would always go to the furthest vending machine across campus to get me one before classes. Or she would always roll the windows down and play my favorite song and sing at the top of her lungs to it when we drove places. Or she knew I was trying to be an English teacher, so every day she would send me quotes from books she liked, without fail. And then one day you're sitting across from this person who seems like they know you better than you know yourself, and you just think, there it is. There they are. The people that care are the ones that pay attention.
He ruffles Henry's hair.
Why are you asking me, huh? You got your eye on someone at school?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. There's this girl.
Ah, it all makes sense now. My son has a crush. Is that what you're all worked up about? A girl?
It's just, what if I mess things up, or she doesn't like me, or it doesn't work?
Henry, listen to me. Don't think about it so much. Love isn't supposed to be hard.
God, please, I don't love her.
Okay, I get it. Let your old man talk. Love, or whatever you want to call it, isn't supposed to be hard. It should be the easiest thing in the world.
How do you know? How do you know it's worth it?
Henry, if you ever find someone like I found your mother, trust me, it's worth it. Hey, try writing her a letter telling her how you feel, or a nice poem. That always seems to work in books. Shakespeare did it all the time.
Hank disappears into the darkness and Henry is left alone again. He pulls out his phone and dials a number. It rings for a while, and then we hear Lily's voicemail message.
Hiya, you've reached Lily Phillips. I can't come to the phone right now, but leave a message after the beep and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Hey, Lily, it's me, Henry. I really need to talk to someone, and there's a lot going on in my life right now, so I thought maybe we could hang out or something, run lines or whatever. I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you. Call me back if you get a chance, okay? Bye. Shakespeare did it all the time, huh? It was so easy for Shakespeare to say the right thing.
A beat. Henry thinks for a moment.
Oh my God, Shakespeare, that's it.
Henry rushes to his room, slamming the door shut.
Wow, you weren't kidding.
My life is turning into a Shakespeare play.
I'm sorry. I know I don't have ears, but I think I heard you wrong. Did you just say...
My life. My crazy, fucked up life. Think about it. Dead dads, evil stepdads, ghosts, plays, unwanted marriages. Ring any bells?
Henry, I've been around for centuries. That all sounds like a normal Tuesday night for me.
It's Hamlet. I am the living plot of Hamlet right now. It's all coming together. My dad dies 3 months ago, and now my mom is getting married to a total dickwad. That cannot be a coincidence. This is a sign. It must be. This all means that if I'm Hamlet and Curtis is Claudius, then... Holy shit.
Then... you've got some serious daddy issues.
And that means that Curtis killed my dad.
Excuse me?
Think about it.
I'm thinking about it, all right. I'm thinking you've got a few screws loose up there.
Oh, so I wasn't crazy when I agreed to take acting tips from a talking skull, but this is where you draw the line?
Listen, kid, I don't know your life.
Exactly. You don't. And I'm telling you it makes sense. My dad's car crashes under mysterious circumstances, and suddenly Curtis just appears in my life. It has to be connected, and I can't believe I didn't see it before. And so what if I'm crazy? Hamlet was crazy, thought that just proves my point even more.
Right. And Hamlet ended up dead. Look, weird shit happens all the time, I'll give you that. I'm the embodiment of weird. But this feels like a stretch.
You said it yourself. You're my acting coach, not my life coach. You can think I'm crazy all you want, but I'm gonna need your help.
My help? What am I gonna do? I don't even have appendages.
If I plant you in his office, you can listen in and tell him if anything suspicious comes up. Make sense? The skull's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of Curtis.
I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? And you're never gonna focus on the play until you figure this out, are you? And we aren't going to be running lines anytime soon, are we? Oh, vengeance it is then!
Henry smiles mischievously at Yorick. Blackout. The next day, a Saturday, the parking lot is practically empty as Curtis and Henry pull up to school in the Benz.
All right, get your little punk ass out of my car. I gotta get to work. It's Rich's last day, so you know someone's gonna be bringing in a cookie cake.
Totally understandable, Kurt. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to drop me off at rehearsal. It's just before I leave, I wanted to say I'm sorry for last night. I lashed out at you, and although it was completely warranted, I just want my mom to be happy. And for some ungodly reason, you make her happy. So I have a little present for you to say congrats on the engagement.
Henry pulls out Yorick from his bag.
It's a paperweight for your desk at home.
Curtis squints his eyes at Yorick. He picks him up and examines him.
This real?
Oh, yeah, it's imported from Paris, straight from the catacombs.
You're a weird kid, you know that?
Well, if you don't want it, I can take it back. It's probably worth a lot of money, so I could...
Wait. I didn't say that. It's kind of, sick. Could be a statement piece. Paris, you say? You know, I dated this French chick once. She had these huge...
Oh, yeah, cool. I hope you like it. Gotta get going. Bye.
He slams the door and makes a beeline for the entrance as Curtis shrugs and speeds off. Mission accomplished. As Henry walks to the auditorium, he sees the only other two people in the hallway are Lily and Clark, laughing and talking by her locker.
Lily, hey.
Lily notices Henry approaching and quickly puts something away in her pocket.
Oh, Henry, hi. I was just talking to Clark about...
I tried calling you last night. Did you not get my voicemail?
Oh no, sorry. I haven't listened to it yet. We were... Well, it's not important.
Yo, my man, can I just say, you are hella talented. You're like a Henry of all trades, dude.
Thanks, Clark. That's nice of you to say.
No, really, bro. You're a good-ass writer. Your poems are fire. Had me feeling things I didn't know. I didn't know I could.
Wait, what? My poems?
Yeah, man. Lily was showing me some of them.
Hey, Clark, let's not get into
Lily,
it.
what?
Yeah, the one where you're all like, your arms wrap around me. The beautiful.
Can I talk to Lily alone, please, Clark?
Oh, sure, no sweat. Guess we'll see you inside, Lil.
Clark exits, leaving the two alone.
What the hell, Lily? You were showing him the poems I wrote you? Those were supposed to be private.
I wasn't trying to.
What, were you making fun of them or something?
No, Henry, it wasn't like that.
Why are you even talking to him? I mean, the guy's a total meathead.
Okay, first of all, you haven't tried to spend time with me in weeks. So I'm sorry if I just wanted to hang out with somebody, because newsflash, life isn't a play, Henry. You can't just write me out when you get bored. And second of all, he actually has a lot of really complex emotions if you get to know him better.
Well, I'm sorry that I have, like, a lot going on right now, okay? I can't spend every second of the day with you.
But you can spend it with Theo. You have time for a guy you barely know, but not for your girlfriend. Is that it?
At least Theo actually lets me talk about something other than himself.
You never want to talk about anything. You're always saying how fine you are about everything and how nothing's ever bothering you. And I don't want to push you, but I want to be there for you. You just never give me the chance. I understand that everyone processes grief differently.
No.
And if this is about your dad, then...
Don't talk about my dad. This has nothing to do with him. This is about how when I actually really needed my girlfriend, she was off with some other guy.
Seriously, Henry? He's a friend. Why are you being like this?
Because you're kind of acting like a slut right now.
Lily is taken aback by what Henry has just said as he instantly regrets his words.
I didn't mean that.
Wow. You know what? Maybe I am a slut, because my boyfriend is a huge dick.
Lily pulls out what she had in her pocket. It's the love letters. She walks up to Henry and throws them to the ground.
You can have those back. I'm not going to be needing them anymore.
She starts to walk away.
Lily, I'm sorry.
And I'm sorry about everything you've had to deal with. I really am. But just because you're going through something doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole.
Lily exits. Henry's left alone. He stands shocked for a moment and instantly filled with regret and guilt. He starts to hyperventilate as he tries to pick up the papers, but after struggling to breathe and collect them, he runs off stage. A few moments later, Theo runs on.
Hey, Henry, you out there? Rehearsal's about to start.
He stops as he notices the papers on the ground. He picks one up and starts reading. Blackout. Henry sits outside the school, trying to regulate his breath. Theo walks on, giving Henry some space at first.
What are you doing out here? Miss Avon's gonna have an aneurysm if you're late.
I could ask you the same thing. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Really, you should get back in there.
She can't afford to kill both of us, right?
Theo goes to sit next to him.
Besides, you know Judith's going to spend at least an hour trying to convince Ms. Avon that the play within a play should be an elaborate shadow puppet show. Hey, are you sure you're doing all right?
I'm just tired
Tired? Of what?
of everything, I guess. Tired of feeling this way. I'm just angry all the time and confused and sad. And I feel like I'm going crazy because I have all these stupid emotions and I don't like who they're turning me into. I know it sounds dumb, but like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And then I start thinking, am I going to be this way forever? I just wish it would all just stop, you know?
Henry, you aren't crazy. And it's not dumb. As for who you are, well, you're the first person who bothered talking to me here. You're terrible at roller skating. You get cold easily. You always beat me at Scrabble. You mess with your hair when you're nervous. You wear the same hoodie every day. You're Hamlet.
God, don't remind me.
And you're a great writer.
Henry looks at Theo, then groans, realizing what he means as Theo pulls out the paper.
I'm sorry. I had to read it. It was just so good.
This is so embarrassing. Can I die now? I think I'm just going to go die now.
Why is it so embarrassing? You're talented. Embrace it.
We can't all be as confident as you. I mean, how do you do it anyway? How are you always so sure of yourself all the time?
Honestly, it's never really been an option for me not to be myself. I think that life is so short, so why waste it on being something you're not? And life is so long, so why not make it worth living? We've only got one of these. Might as well make it count.
That's your suggestion? Just do it?
Look, believe me, I get it. People suck. Things happen. Really bad things. But the world's tough on you already. Why make it harder by hating yourself? All I'm saying is embrace what makes the world livable, you know? Don't let anyone take that away from you. In my case, it's so you like guys. Like guys. In yours, maybe it is. So you're good at poetry. Be good at poetry. You can't live your life afraid to be happy.
I know, it's just...
Look, how about I read it to you? That way you can actually hear it out loud, and all you have to do is just sit back and listen. Okay?
Okay.
Excellent. Your arms wrap around me. The beautiful warmth our body's creating. The love is accentuating. Piece by piece, taking over my body. I've never wanted anything more than your arms. And our love.
A pause. Henry stares at Theo. Theo stares at Henry. There's a moment shared, but Theo breaks the silence.
I mean, just listen to that beautiful language and how the rhythm of the piece really illustrates the...
Suddenly, filled with a mix of confusion and conflicting emotions, Henry takes a risk and kisses Theo, then backs away quickly.
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have... That was so stupid.
No, Henry, it's okay.
I can't believe I did that. I am so
Henry,
sorry.
You don't have to...
I'm gonna go. I'm sorry.
Henry, wait.
Henry runs off stage embarrassed. Theo is left alone, confused. Blackout. Later that same evening, a familiar scene. Henry lays face down on his bed, a knock at the door.
Please, Mom, leave me alone. I do not want to talk about it.
It's Curtis.
He opens the door and steps into the room.
You didn't tell me that this little toy or whatever talked.
Henry looks up instantly and sees Curtis holding Yorick.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Made me totally lose my place in The Wolf of Wall Street. I'd start the whole movie over. Here, the thing's a piece of junk anyway. You might want to change the batteries or something. It won't shut up.
Curtis exits, shutting the door behind him.
Finally! Sweet freedom. I could not stand to be stuck with that horrible, horrible man for even a second longer. It was absolutely bone-chilling in there.
Are you fucking kidding me? You talked?
Come on now, Henry. Have some compassion. You don't know what it was like in there. I had to do something.
Practically live with the guy. I think I have a pretty good idea. What did you even say?
Just what any sensible person with a good head on their proverbial shoulders would say. I shouted, "Please, dear God, someone get me the hell out of here!" as loud as I possibly could.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, please, Henry, calm down. The man is a Neanderthal. I mean, I have more brains than him. You really think he's going to give this a second thought?
Did you at least find out anything useful?
Did I find out anything useful? Well, let's see. I watched him play several hours of online blackjack. I listened to a lengthy phone conversation where he discussed with someone how he doesn't see a problem with the wage gap. I heard him tell his secretary to order him 5 boxes of hair pomade. And I saw him attempt for a painful amount of time to get a piece of food from out of his teeth with his own business card. So you tell me.
So you heard nothing about my dad? Or anything suspicious?
Really, Henry? What did you expect? Is he a moron? Yes. A douchebag? Definitely. But a criminal mastermind? There's no way.
There has to be something. Everything is too crazy to be a coincidence. I'm losing my mind so fast over here, you might as well call me the Prince of Denmark. And if you aren't going to help me, I'll just do it myself.
What exactly are you hoping to find?
I don't know, okay? I just need answers. I need a reason for my life falling to pieces. I need an explanation for all the Shakespearian level insanity going on in my life. And I need things to make sense again.
And Curtis having something to do with your father's death, that makes sense?
Just stop talking, okay? Just stop. As if anything you've ever said has made sense. You know what you are? You're fucking useless. You're not funny. You're not a good teacher. And from the second I found you, you've done nothing but annoy me. I should have left you in that box when I had the chance.
Life doesn't make sense, kid. You can yell at me and hate the world all you want, but the sooner you accept that, the better.
Have a fun eternity.
Henry picks up Yorick, shoves him to his bag, and throws it into his closet, slamming the door shut. He leaves the room and heads to Curtis's office. He listens in through the closed door for a second.
And I told him, who cares about the tigers? You're gonna make millions. Now look at him. A worldwide phenomenon. So what if he's in prison? You guys will be a worldwide phenomenon when you're in prison. Just ask Charles Manson. Yes, it's a true story. You think I'm fucking with you? I'm not fucking with...
Henry bursts through the door and starts rummaging through Curtis's office.
Hey, what the hell, man? No, not you, Paul. I'll have to call you back. Yeah, ciao for now, bud. What the hell do you think you're doing?
There's gotta be something in here.
Get the fuck out of my office.
Something, anything.
Henry scatters papers and knocks various tacky knickknacks off of Curtis's desk.
Hey, watch it. That's my stuff, asshole.
I know you had something to do with it. You must have.
He starts opening up drawers and pillaging through them.
Do with what? What the hell are you talking? Hey, that stuff's private. Don't look in there. Seriously, get the fuck out.
Curtis goes to grab Henry and pull him away. As he does this, he yanks out a framed picture from the bottom of the desk drawer. It's of Curtis and Hank, laughing and friendly with their arms around each other. They both stare dumbstruck at the photo for a moment, and then...
I fucking knew it.
Look, kid, I can explain.
You knew my dad. And you never thought to mention that?
It's a little complicated.
What was it, huh? Were you jealous of him or something?
Jealous? What are you talking about?
Were you mad he was such a better person than you? That people actually liked him? Was it about my mom? Did she like him instead of you or something?
Hey, buddy, Henry, buddy, I have no idea.
How'd you do it? Did you cut his brake lines or something?
Cut his... who?
My dad. What did you do to my dad?
Nothing. I don't understand.
I know you had something to do with his accident.
I didn't. Henry, I swear to God, I don't know what made you think this, but I had nothing to do with that. Nothing, okay? I loved your dad. He was one of my best friends. I swear to fucking God, man. I would have never done anything to hurt him. Please, Henry, believe me.
A pause. Henry looks at the photo confused, then back at Curtis.
You were friends with my dad?
Yes, okay? Yes. Will you just take a seat? I'll tell you everything, okay?
Curtis sits down at his desk. Henry thinks about it for a moment, but reluctantly sits across from him.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, I knew your dad. Your mom, too. We all went to college together. I know it's hard to believe, but I wasn't much of a people person back then, so Hank was one of the first real friends I made there. I had met him in some first-year English class that I was terrible at, and of course, Hank was a fucking whiz at it. So he helped me out with it. Helped me learn about metaphors and iambic pentameter and shit. Said he didn't mind since he wanted to be an English teacher and all. We kind of stuck together after that as best we could, considering I was going into business. I got to know your mom when Hank started doing all that theater stuff. I helped with the box office, sold tickets, and we all got to be real close. I was his best fucking man at the wedding, even. Once we all graduated, though, I went off to California to get started on my business, and your mom and dad, well, they wanted to stick around, have a family, teach little brats how to spell or whatever the fuck. So we lost touch for a while there. I was out of the loop before you were even born. But when I heard what happened, I was fucking devastated, all right? I was a wreck. I hadn't spoken to the guy in years, and all of a sudden he's just... Well, you know. I came back down for the funeral, got back in touch with your mom, and it just kind of brought us closer together, you know? But you gotta believe me, Henry. I would have never, ever done anything like what you're suggesting to Hank. He was one of the best fucking people I've ever met. Hell, one of the best fucking people, period. He deserves so much more than that.
Henry sits there shocked.
I don't understand. Why didn't you tell me any of this before?
I don't know. It's hard to talk about, okay? It's sensitive stuff, you know?
You were so full of shit. My dad would have never been friends with someone like you.
Look, kid, believe me or not.
Don't call me that. I'm not your kid. And don't try and convince me. I've had to deal with your bullshit for months, and you have done nothing but make my life a living hell, and now you're telling me you and my dad were best buddies?
It's the truth.
Why would I believe a word that comes out of your stupid mouth? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any of it, okay? If you really cared about my dad, you would leave us the fuck alone.
Henry throws the photo to the ground.
Honestly, I can't believe you're still here and he's not. It should have been you.
Henry storms out of the office, slamming the door. Kurt picks up the photo, now shattered. He stares at it for a moment, then pulls out a bottle of whiskey from inside his desk and pours himself a drink. He downs it as the lights dim. Blackout. Later that night, way later, Henry is sitting somewhere dark, struggling to breathe. A million thoughts race through his head as we hear various familiar voices overlapping.
Sometimes there is no good rhyme or
I
reason.
told you the kid's depressed. Didn't I tell you he was
I
depressed?
try so hard to understand you, but you just make it so difficult.
Just because you're going through something doesn't give you an excuse to be an
You
asshole.
can't live your life afraid to be happy.
Life doesn't make sense, kid. The sooner you accept that, the better.
We see Henry take out a set of keys from his pocket as the lights reveal that he is in the bins. He puts the keys into the ignition and the engine revs up as we hear.
Some things just, well, end.
Henry takes a deep breath and puts his foot on the gas. The lights go out and we hear the loud sound of a crash. Everything is silent for a moment until we hear another voice, Henry's own, say,
What do you think happens when we die, Dad?
The lights come up on Henry standing on an empty stage. He looks around, confused. Then, appearing out of the darkness, is Hank. Not the memory of him, but the real deal. Henry is awestruck at first.
Dad?
Hey, kiddo.
Hank opens his arms and Henry rushes into them. The two share a long, long embrace.
But I don't understand. How are you? What's going on? Oh my God. Am I dead?
No, Henry, no, don't worry, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. You're just somewhere in the middle right now.
In the middle? What's happening? How are you here?
I know. Don't worry about that right now. That was always your fatal flaw, Henry. You think too much. What, you're not happy to see your old man?
Of course I am. Oh my God, Dad, there's so much I have to tell you. There were auditions for the play, and you're never gonna believe this. I found this talking skull crazy. I know, and I met this really cool guy named Theo, and guess what? I'm playing Hamlet, and then things got really weird, and I actually started to think my life was turning into Hamlet, and I thought Mom's new boyfriend, who also happened to be your old best friend, tried to kill you for some reason. That was weird.
Henry, slow down. It sounds like you've got a lot going on in your life, huh? And I want to hear all about it. But what I really want to know first is, how are you?
I'm fine, Dad.
Come on, Henry. You haven't seen me in months, and now you're gonna lie to me? I want you to talk to me. How are you really?
Really, Dad, I'm fine. I mean, for the most part, I'm fine. I guess it's just... I don't know who I am without you here, okay? It's like everyone else is just living their lives as normal. I mean, even Mom. And the world keeps on turning, and I'm just so scared of going anywhere. I'm scared of getting used to life without you. I'm scared of who I'm turning into without you here, and I'm just really, really scared of dying because I don't have any of the answers. I don't know why this had to happen, or why it had to be you, or what happened to you after it all, or what's going to happen to me if that... And it terrifies me. I'm scared I'm never going to feel the same. I just want to understand. I want to know how I should act and what I should do without you, because I just keep doing the wrong thing every day. And if it's going to be like this hard forever, I don't know. I don't know, and that's killing me. I don't know anything. I'm too afraid to find the answers, because what if they aren't the ones I'm looking for? I miss you, Dad.
Henry goes to hug his father again as he begins to cry.
I miss you too, Henry. So much. Can I tell you something, though? Nobody has the answers, okay? Nobody. Because to tell you the truth, there aren't any. There's no preface explaining what it's all about, no stage directions to tell you what to do. No author's note at the end giving any reasoning for why things are the way they are. They just are. You'll drive yourself crazy trying to rationalize it all.
I think I already have.
Listen, Henry. There's no hidden agenda to what happened to me, okay? No secret motivations, no evil plots. It was just a crazy, random accident. Life isn't as easy as a play. It's messy. It's confusing. Half the time it makes no sense, and things just happen.
So what are you telling me? Life isn't meaningless and nothing matters? That makes me feel a lot better, Dad.
What I'm trying to tell you is we have to make our own meaning. We can write poems. We can hang out with cool guys. We can act in a play. We can be happy. Make your life what you want to make it, Henry. Nobody else is making it for you.
But how? How can I just go on being happy without you? It's also,
Unfair? Yeah, you're telling me.
I was gonna say hard, but yeah, unfair works too.
Well, of course it's hard. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But that doesn't mean it isn't worth it. Some days will be harder than others, and some days you'll forget there was ever a time you felt like this. But you just have to keep going. Tough luck, kid. There's no other way around it.
How am I supposed to keep going if I don't even know who I am?
Come on, Henry. What do I always tell you?
I know.
To thine own self be true. It's good advice, kiddo. Shakespeare always said it best. It's time to be yourself now, Henry. Write your own story. You'll figure it out.
I guess I can try.
Good man.
He ruffles Henry's hair.
But I still don't get it. I mean, like, where are you? Are you like a ghost? Is this what happens when you die?
To tell you the truth, it's all very unclear. I could be a ghost. I could be a creation of your subconscious. I could be a sign you are really losing it, but who knows? What matters is, I got to see you again.
Fair enough. And hey, stranger things have happened this semester. By the way, did you use some otherworldly powers to send Yorick to me?
Yorick? Who's Yorick?
Nope, just another one of life's crazy coincidences. Got it. I think I'm starting to catch on.
A beat. Then Henry remembers where he left Yorick.
Oh my god, Yorick, I'm sorry, I gotta go, but I have some people I need to apologize to.
Well then, don't let me stop you. And hey, when you leave, tell your mother, well, she already knows.
I will, Dad. Don't worry.
I love you so much, kiddo.
They hug one last time.
And don't forget, you can always talk to me. I may not be, there, but I will always be there to listen.
I love you too, Dad. I'll miss you.
Henry begins to walk away, but quickly turns back around.
Wait, Dad?
Yeah, Henry?
I think I'm bisexual. I just thought I should tell you before we, part ways.
Well, that's great, kiddo. I'm happy for you. Look at you, already becoming your own person. I'm so proud of you. Are you going to tell your mom?
Yeah, I think I will. Thanks, Dad.
He begins to walk away.
Henry?
Yeah, Dad?
You're going to be okay.
I know.
Lights up on a hospital room. Henry's in a hospital bed asleep. He has a few bruises and scratches, but otherwise looks fine. Georgia sits on a chair next to the bed, also asleep.
Dad, where did you...
Oh, Henry, sweetie, it's me, it's Mom.
She leans forward to take Henry's hand.
How are you feeling?
Mom? What's going on? Where am I?
The hospital, honey. You got in an accident. They said you had a concussion and a few broken ribs, but oh, sweetie, thank God you're okay.
Mom, don't cry, Mom. I'm fine. Look, I'm fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
I was just so worried about you after what happened with your father. I couldn't handle.
I know, Mom, I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you go through this again.
Honey, why are you sorry? I'm the one who should be apologizing to you. Look, I made you something.
Georgia pulls out a big wall tapestry and unfolds it. It reads, "I'm sorry my boyfriend was an asshole. I'm breaking up with him."
No, Mom, no, you don't have to. Look, I made your life a living hell these past few weeks, and I'm done. I just want you to be happy because you deserve it. You've had to go through so much, and well, if Curtis is the one who's going to make that happen, I want you guys to stay together.
Oh, sweetie. Kurt and I don't know. He makes me laugh, He distracts me. I know he can be a jerk sometimes, but he gets it. He told me you found out about how we all knew each other, and, well, I think I like that he understands, We both just miss your father so much. Is he the one? No, that'll always be Hank, but honestly, I'm just so scared to be alone.
You aren't alone, Mom. You have me. I understand. I know I don't like to talk about Dad that much, but I think we should. He deserves that.
I love that, sweetie.
He kisses Henry on the forehead.
Hey, is Curtis here? I think I owe him an apology, too, for wrecking the bends.
He went down to get us some coffee, but do you really want to see him right now? I'm sure it can wait.
No, I need to do this for me.
Okay, sweetie. I love you so much. You know that, right? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you.
I know, Mom.
He gets up and walks towards the door.
Actually, could you do me a favor? There's something I need in my backpack at home. It's in my closet. Could you go get it for me?
Georgia nods and exits. A few moments later, Curtis enters.
Well. Looks like you made it out alive. Wish I could say it's the same for... Can't even say it. It hurts too much.
Look, Kurt, I'm really, really sorry about your car. I can work to pay you back for it or something.
Pay me back? Oh, it's hysterical. My baby was priceless. No amount of money could match what she meant to me. But it's fine, Henry. It really is. Your little joyride put a lot of things into perspective for me. I've been a bit of an ass, haven't I?
What? Well, I mean...
No, Henry, no. You don't need to spare my feelings. I've come to terms with it. The truth is, you remind me a lot of your dad, okay? I don't want to get sappy, but sometimes it just fucking hurts to be around you. I just miss him. You know? When I thought you might be gone too, I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Pause. A moment of camaraderie and understanding is shared between the two, perhaps for the first time.
I'm sorry too, Kurt, that I accused you of what I accused you of. It wasn't cool of me. I've just been dealing with a lot lately, and I think I wanted someone to take it out on.
I hear you, kid. Hey, no hard feelings. Sometimes shit just happens.
Sure, Kurt.
Right on. Well, why don't we just put this whole thing behind us? Hey, what do you say we smoke a couple cigars together? I think I could sneak some in. My treat.
You just had to go and ruin it, didn't you, Kurt?
I'll let you think on it. There's some little dweebs here to see you anyway. I'll let them in.
Curtis exits, and Lily, Clark, and Judith enter.
Yo, Henry, my man. I'm so happy you're not dead, bro.
He goes and wraps his arms around Henry.
Out, paint, hurting.
Sorry, man. When Lily told me what went down, I was just so angry. Did something happen to you? Because you're just a cool dude. I'm sorry. Need a minute, bro. I need a minute.
He leaves the room trying to control his crying.
No problem, bro. Wait, who's saying I was dead?
Oh, I was. Well, not that you were dead. I was just floating the idea of you dying out there as a possibility because I know how tragically poetic and painfully beautiful it would have been. Truly inspiring, but I'm glad that you're alive. Obviously.
Oh, thanks, Judith.
You really scared us all, you know? I mean, you didn't show up to rehearsal, nobody can get a hold of you, and then all of a sudden I'm getting a call from your mom about how you were in some sort of car crash. I was really worried. I mean, we all were.
I'm really sorry, you guys, about missing rehearsals. I guess I'm not cut out for this whole theater thing. I don't even know if I'll be able to finish the play, to be honest.
Oh, don't worry. I already talked to Miss Avon about it. I'll be playing Hamlet now. And Rosencrantz. And Guildenstern. I already explained my vision to her, but trust me, it will all make sense, thematically.
Wow, that's really impressive, Judith.
Not really. I just kind of have a knack for these things, you know? Well, I gotta get going. These lines aren't gonna learn themselves. I'm glad you aren't dead, though, as like a friend. But as an artist, I missed out on a real goldmine of an opportunity here.
She exits, leaving Lily and Henry alone. It's awkward.
I bought you an edible arrangement. It hasn't arrived yet.
Oh. Thanks.
Another awkward pause.
Look, Lily, I'm really sorry for what I said. It wasn't cool.
No, it wasn't, and you should be. And don't think just because you almost died I'm going to forgive you, but I'm glad you're alive too.
No, you were right. There wasn't an excuse. I was just being a stupid, jealous idiot. You don't deserve that. You deserve someone like Clark who's actually open and honest about his feelings. Like, really open and honest. You were right. There's a lot more of that guy than I thought.
Henry, Clark and I...
No, really, Lily, it's fine. Honestly, I don't think we're good for each other. I didn't like who I was when I was around you.
And I wanted you to be someone who you weren't. I get it. But what does that mean? We're just done?
I guess so. But hey, you'll always be the girl I wrote those poems about, okay? That's never gonna change.
Goodbye, Henry. For what it's worth, I am sorry for everything you've gone through. I wish I could have been there for you.
And I wish I could have opened up more. But we are who we are. You're gonna be a great Ophelia.
You would have been a great Hamlet.
He gives Henry one last smile and then exits. A few moments later, Theo pokes his head in.
Hey, is this a bad time?
No, not at all. Come in.
Cool. I was waiting outside. Not in like a creepy way or anything. I just didn't want to interrupt, and it looked like you had people in here, so I just thought it would be better to wait. But now I'm thinking that was weird, and maybe I should have just...
It's okay. I'm glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. I mean, holy shit, what happened?
I want to talk to you about it, and I will later, trust me. But I just need to tell you something before I overthink everything and get too scared, so I'm just going to come right out and say it.
Henry, it's okay. You really don't
I
have
like
to...
you, okay? I really like you. I like that you aren't afraid to be yourself, and I like that you listen to me and pay attention to things, and I like that you want to be happy because it's so easy to be sad, but actually being happy is really, really hard, and it's just, you make me happy. And you make me want to talk about things and do things, even though 99% of the time I'm fucking terrified. And I'm really sorry I kissed you that day. That was really stupid, but you're reading my poem and you're complimenting me, and I should stop talking now, right? I'll stop talking.
Henry, listen. I really like you too, in case it wasn't obvious. I've liked you ever since I met you, but I can't do this. I mean, you said it yourself, I know who I am. I came here so I could be myself. I can't take steps back, and well, you have a girlfriend, and honestly, I kind of thought you were straight.
I don't have a girlfriend anymore. I mean, Lily and I broke up. And I don't really think I'm straight anymore. I think I'm bi. It's all very confusing, and it's a whole process, and I'm trying to figure out who I am, but all I know is I like who I am when I'm with you. And I like you, and I want to be with you, and surprisingly enough, I'm not afraid of that.
Really? You're not?
No. Actually, when I'm around you, I feel like I can breathe again.
Henry starts to get out of the bed, wincing and grabbing his side. He starts to stand but stumbles a little, and Theo catches him.
Whoa, careful, Henry. What are you doing?
Taking a risk.
He kisses Theo, this time not backing away, and this time Theo kisses back. But they are interrupted by a knock at the door.
Henry, sweetie, I got your backpack for you.
The two break apart just before Georgia enters the room.
I'm not sure why this was in your closet, but...
Looking up and noticing Theo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting? I can come back later.
Oh, no, Mrs. Fletcher, that's okay. I really should let Henry get some rest anyway. I'll see you later, though.
Definitely.
Theo smiles and gives one last wave to Henry, then exits.
Sweetie, what are you doing up? You could hurt yourself. You need to lie back down right this instant.
He pushes Henry into the bed.
I know, Mom. I'm fine. You're always so dramatic.
Georgia stops in her tracks and gasps.
But I love you for it.
That's what I thought. Now get some rest.
Henry nods as Georgia exits, but once she's out of the door, he immediately pulls out his backpack and takes out Yorick.
Yorick, listen, I am so sorry for everything, for what I said, for what I did. I didn't mean it. You are funny, and you're a great teacher, and I never should have put you in there.
A pause. Yorick says nothing.
Come on, talk to me, buddy. Make a bad pun, or tell me some story about a famous actor you know. Quote Shakespeare at me. Anything, just talk to me.
Another pause. Nothing. Henry waits for a moment, then, losing hope, goes to put Yorick back in the bag as...
Took you long enough, you lazy bones. What the hell were you doing this whole time? Because I know it wasn't learning your lines.
Yorick, thank God, I thought you were...
What? Dead? Been there, done that. Gone? Vanished from this mortal plane? No can do. Like I said, you can't get rid of me that easily, no matter how much you want to.
No, that's the thing. I don't want to. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I actually miss you.
There's no need to butter me up, Henry. I've been around a long time. I've gotten quite a thick skin over the years. Well, considering I don't have skin.
I miss that. I miss your snarky remarks and your stupid jokes. Look, York, I'm sorry I said I wish I never found you. The truth is, I don't know I could have survived these past few weeks without you. I mean, look what happened while you were gone. Sure, you made me feel like I was insane a few times. I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that life's a little insane in its own right. I'm sorry, okay?
Pause as York thinks about this for a moment.
I suppose I can forgive you, but only for the sake of theater. You're really going to need my help now if you want to be a good Hamlet after all the rehearsal time we've missed out on.
Actually, here's the thing. I'm not going to be Hamlet anymore. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little indisposed at the moment. And besides, I was never meant to be Hamlet. I think I just related to the guy is all. As strange as that sounds. I think I'm just going to be Henry from now on. Acting isn't really my thing anyway.
But who am I without a Hamlet to coach? What is the meaning of my existence without some actor's hand to hold me and soliloquize to? I'm nothing without this play.
You're the one who told me that life doesn't make sense. Besides, I'm thinking you've had enough tragedy for one millennium. How about I take you to some comedy shows? Play you some John Mulaney specials? Get you back to your roots, huh?
I suppose I could work with that. My material is getting pretty dry. You could say it's even bone dry. Get it?
We really got to work on your routine.
You sure you missed me?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, what's the deal with airline food? That one was huge in the 90s. Is that still funny?
It never was.
Blackout. Spotlight on center stage where a stool with York sitting on it is positioned. He is mid-routine.
And then I told him, you're a real funny bone. Funny bone? Get it? It's funny because...
How many times do I have to tell you? A joke doesn't work if you have to explain it to them.
I know. I'm just trying out a few things, trying to keep it fresh.
I haven't been fresh since the 5th century.
Don't you have somewhere to be? I'm busy honing my craft here.
Yeah, I'm just leaving now.
Henry goes to pick up a jacket to put on, but instead of the black hoodie he's worn the entire show, it's Theo's brown leather one. Henry notices the audience as he puts on the jacket.
What would a play about Shakespeare be without a fourth wall breaking epilogue that ties up loose ends?
He gestures over to the stool.
York's been working on his stand-up routine. He's still really sticking to that whole skeleton motif, but he's getting better.
And I said, femur? I hardly know her.
Kinda. As for the play, well, it went off without a hitch. Judith was actually really good as Hamlet, and Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern. She really brought up her own spin to the roles.
Judith appearing on stage in full Shakespearian garb.
What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither? Prison, my lord? Denmark's a prison. And the world is one.
Lily did amazing as Ophelia, obviously. There wasn't a dry eye in the house during her mad scene. Clark was... Well, he was Clark. But boy, did he try. Those two are still going strong. I think they're really happy together.
Clark and Lily appear, both in costume as well. Clark pulls out his phone to take a selfie of him and Lily.
All right, babe. Say to cheese or not to cheese?
Babe, you're so sweet, but I'm gonna miss my cue.
Hey, parting is like such sweet sorrow.
That's the wrong play, but I love the effort.
She gives him a kiss on the cheek.
I'm glad to say that the same can be said for Curtis and Mom. They decided to stay together, but wait a while on the whole marriage thing. Kurt's really cleaned up his act. He's trying not to be as much of a douchebag.
Kurt appears on stage holding bags of food.
Down here, everybody. I got dinner.
Is this from Hooters?
What? They have good food there.
Georgia begins to walk away, hands up in disbelief.
Babe.
The key word is trying. My mom is dramatic as ever, but I think she's learning to handle things a little bit more delicately.
Curtis, dear, did you break the printer? I won't be mad, I promise, but you know I need that for my crafts.
I don't know. It wasn't working, so I just started hitting it a couple times to try and make it run.
That's because it just needed paper, you... It's okay. Mistakes happen. I'll just go to the store and get another one because they didn't have anything better to do today.
It's a work in progress.
Henry, sweetie, do you need me to drop you off anywhere while I'm out?
No, that's okay, Mom. I'm catching a ride.
Henry walks out of the house and finds Theo outside with a bike.
Ready for that lesson?
Henry goes over and gives Theo a kiss, then refers back to the audience as Theo adjusts things on the bike.
Oh, Theo did great in the play too, in case you were wondering. Plus, he looked great in tights.
He looks over at Theo again and smiles. Theo gives a wave.
I guess he can add being my boyfriend to the list of things he's really good at. Oh yeah, I'm definitely bisexual. When I told Mom and Kurt, the response was mixed.
Oh, sweetie, that's so exciting for you. I can't wait to make you both shirts.
I don't understand. Why can't you just, pick one?
Theo just smacks Curtis on the arm.
Kurt warmed up to the idea eventually. He even invited Theo to his online poker game.
It was weird, but strangely kind of sweet. By the way, I got us tickets to that poetry slam later. You still want to go?
I'll be there.
Awesome. I'm going to take the bike for a test run, but I'll be right back.
He gives Henry a kiss on the cheek.
Being with Theo has been incredible and easy. Somebody told me once that love, or whatever, should be the easiest thing in the world, and when I'm with him, I don't worry about anything. I'm just, happy.
Hey, that jacket looks good on you.
Thanks. Am I cool yet?
Henry strikes a very uncool pose.
You've always been cool, Henry.
He exits.
As for me, I'm doing okay. For real this time. Don't get me wrong, I still have my moments where I feel like I'm drowning or I can't breathe or I think about things too hard, but it's not the end of the world anymore. And my dad was right, it has gotten easier. I still miss him. I miss him every day, but it's starting to hurt a little less. He was right about something else too. I am figuring it out. Figuring myself out. I still write poetry, but I do it for myself now. It's a good outlet for, everything. You hear that, Dad? I'm taking your advice. Trying to be true to myself. And honestly, I think I like who I'm becoming.
Henry walks over to the stool and picks up Yorick. He gives the audience one last smile and walks off stage. Blackout. End of play.